Hello guys and welcome to this channel. Today we are going to look at some aspects of string validation. Handling nulls and empty strings in Java can be a little bit handy and nobody likes to deal with null pointer exceptions. So today's video will focus on that. The exercise is very simple. Imagine you have to implement a method which checks for null and empty strings. Which one are you going to check first? Are you going to check for null first, or you're going to check for empty strings first? And why? If you want to see how I'm going to do it, just keep watching. Okay, this is my implementation. I have a void method, checkString, which takes in a parameter of type string. Now I'm going to check this name entered to see if it's not empty and it's not null. So I have name dot is empty and we have an exclamation mark at the beginning which negates the expression as we saw in the last video. So if this condition is valid, then it's going to print the name entered. Let's try that by calling this checkString in our main method. I'm going to pass it 𝑚𝑎𝑠𝑚. I save it, Ctrl S, then I run the application. The name entered is 𝑚𝑎𝑠𝑚. Everything is okay. What if I give it an empty string? What is going to happen? I think I'm going to complete this else so that we have something printed to the console as well. Excuse me. And here I'll put not a valid name. Okay, I save it, I run the application. Okay. It's empty, so we have not a valid name. Now, let's check something. If I give it a null value, what is going to happen? I save the application. I run it. Okay. We have the ugly Java lang null pointer exception. But why do we have a Java lang null pointer exception if we are checking for null here? If you have not watched my video on logical operators, please go and watch that. You're going to have your answer there. But the simple explanation is that we are checking for empty string before checking for null. So when it reaches here, it has a null value and we are calling the method is empty on a null value. You cannot perform an action on a null value. So that's why you have Java lang null pointer exception. So a little modification has to be done. We have to check for null first, then we can check for is empty so that we are never going to call a method on a null value. And I'm going to do that straight away. I'm just going to copy this part, cut, and I'll move this, Ctrl X as well, Ctrl V. I'll move it here and I'll save the application. Now let's run it to see what happens. Okay. We have not a valid name, so it works out fine. Now, if I put, let's try another thing. I'm going to pass it a string full of spaces. I save the application, I run it. The name entered is, it gives me blank space because now the name is not null, the name is not empty, but the name is blank. So there is another method you can use to avoid this kind of things being given to your application. And we are going to add that method here. And we say name dot is blank, which is this one. And we are going to negate the expression again. Name is not blank. I save it. I run the application. Not a valid name. So this is what I wanted to show you today. The difference between empty, null, blank when you're checking for strings. Thank you very much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please just give it a thumbs up, share with your friends, and let's continue coding in Java. Yep. Bye bye. Have a nice day and have a lovely week.